Hey guys, so for this video I'll be showing my collection for Monsta X. They haven't released a bunch of stuff, but I'm slowly just doing this collection series to get things out of the way. They just recently announced that they are making a repackage for their final, for the trilogy. And unfortunately, I just got the full-length album because I was gonna wait for the repackage, and then literally the day that I ordered the album, they announced it and it already arrived, which I will be showing it here. So hopefully they'll release more things by next year, and then I'll include that album because I'll probably get it near the end of the year, unless it's really good or I find it at a cheap price. I'll probably get it earlier and then I'll just include it in a haul or something. But for now, this is my collection for Monsta X, so let's just get started. Okay, so first is their debut mini album, their first mini album. I think it's called, well, Trespass is the title track. I forgot the name of the mini album, but I know some people wonder how big some of these albums are. So this is like their biggest one. Compared to a jewel case, since everybody has seen a jewel case at least once in their lives, this is how big it is. So it is pretty big. So I always like doing the comparison with a jewel case, so people have an idea how big it is. Yeah, so this is what the back looks like. The disc. Yeah, I'm not going to unbox these, just showing you guys. Okay, then they returned with their second mini album, Rush. There's two versions of this one. I don't know. I think it's called like The Secret. Is that the, I don't know. I can't remember. And then this is when they started getting deep into my heart with this album. Hero is a really good song. Rush is a fun song. And yeah, so yeah, this is what the outside looks like. And then they came back with their part 1 for the clan. And I just officially just started falling in love with him. I'm not a mom bebe, like a hardcore stan of Monsta X. Like, I don't know every single little detail about them, but I really enjoy their music. So as long as they release good music, I'm just going to keep buying the albums. And they're one of the few groups. It's only Monsta X and 17 out of the really newer groups that I really been getting into. And just musically, they have such a cohesive sound, a Monsta X sound. They're not trying too hard to be another group, and they kept up with it since the very start. Like they're doing their thing with a dark, tough image, and they're not changing it up drastically. And this mini is flawless. Like, this one, it's one of my favorites. It's my favorite one out of the mini albums. X Girl, cute song. All In. That was like my summer song. Stuck, the best track in this one. And then yeah, but this one's just an amazing mini album. Please check it out. Their title tracks are not a good representation of the albums, because the albums are so good, and sometimes the promotional single is always better than the title track. So Stuck was like the promotional song, Hero was a promotional song, so yeah. And yeah, and I like the fact that this is like similar size to part 2. So part 2 is Guilty. Yep. And then I think I still have my photo card in here, because I put the, so I got Wano, and then for this one I got Shonu, but sometimes I just forget to put them aside and leave them inside. And this one, Fighter was a good song, but Be Quiet was just everything. Another great mini album. And then the end of the trilogy, well, not really, because they're doing a repackage. Part 3, or like the final one, Beautiful. And I actually, I don't even know why, like, what's wrong with me, because when I first listened to, like, the preview, I was like, hey, what's up? What's up, Starship? This album is not popping. And then like a month later, I decided to listen to the album, and I was like, this is really good. And then I was just like, I'm gonna wait until they announced a repackage, because it was already confirmed that they were gonna do it. And then after the news of Sistar disbanding, and then Cosmic Girls doing a full-length album, I didn't expect for them to come back so soon, and I thought they just canceled it and they were just going to release a mini album, but that's not the case. So this is their last release as of now, but obviously I think it's the 19th that it's going to be released. Don't remember. But hopefully I'll have that when I do an update for Monsta X. But if you're not if you don't not very familiar with Monsta X, please listen to the albums. Listen to this one and part 1 of The Clan. That, for me, those are like the best ones, but all of the albums are really good. And I like how Starship is promoting Monsta X. They do these fan-made videos. The music videos are really cool. The dancing is on point. The concept is always, creative. They're on their own lane, in my opinion, and I can't wait for them to win their number 1, because they definitely deserve it. Hopefully it's with their new song for the repackage. If not, then I really hope it's soon, because they definitely deserve it. And I'm glad that they have really good physical sales, so that's what's keeping them going. And, I mentioned in a lot of my videos, I'm losing hope for newer groups and falling out of love with K-pop. Obviously, I always follow K-pop, but it's not very likely for me to get into newer groups. It's just I just have not enjoyed a lot of the newer music from rookie groups. And but Monsta X is the exception. They're not rookies anymore, but they're still very new to the game. They've only been around for almost 2 years now. So the Monsta X and 17 are the only ones out of the boy groups that I've really enjoyed, and for girl groups, only G-Friend. So that's how much I've just have not gotten into other groups. Here and there I enjoy a song, but it takes a lot for me to buy the albums, because it's money. Like, you're investing a lot of money, because right here alone, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 albums. So right here, almost $100 invested into Monsta X, and I think they're worth it. So please, if you're into a certain group, buy their albums. If you can't afford buying the physical copy, buy it on iTunes, because this is how these types of groups continue. Because Monsta X is not necessarily the most popular group out there in Korea, but the fact that they have a really loyal fan base who buys the physical copies is what's keeping them going, and that's why they're getting a lot of more comebacks than, let's say, Boyfriend, who has kind of just been abandoned by Starship. But but hopefully Boyfriend gets a great album this summer, because that's another rumor. So Starship clogged everyone in the summer. I don't know why. But yeah, other than that, I'll make a separate unboxing for this and talk about it. And yes, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, look forward to more of these videos. I know I mentioned this in every single collection video for a certain group. I have collections for other groups, and I'm making a collection for each of them. So maybe just Monsta X fans are watching this, and if you're curious of other groups, or are you curious of my collection in general, I have other videos where I talk about those groups and show you my collection, maybe recommend some songs and all that. So yes, this one's for Monsta X, and really happy that so far I've kept up with them. So now I'm just rambling again because I know. So that's like the last thing I want to say is just listen to these two. They're really, really good. Because sometimes people just listen to the title tracks, and K-pop, you really get to hear some gems on albums, on certain albums that have songs that are not promoted. And, you know, only true fans really know those tracks, so don't miss out on Monsta X. So a lot of people just sleeping on Monsta X, but I'm glad I haven't. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, comment if you're curious about anything. I'll be answering some of my Q&A questions for my giveaway. And yeah, so look for more of these collection videos. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.